Dave, I appreciate we're speaking less than 48 hours after Wednesday night's game. With that limited time, how do you strike a balance between having a debrief and turning your attention to tomorrow's opponents?
It's pretty easy, to be fair, because I suppose regardless of result, you want to close down games as quickly as possible because you have to move on, and that happens in victory or in defeat. So we went through what we needed to go through. I think most of the stuff from our perspective was around us re-emphasising what we are and what we want to be, because I don't think we were that on Wednesday. And I think you need to, I suppose, reflect and show what's got us our success, if you like, and what we need to do to make sure that happens again. So it's more about us than anything else, and hopefully you'll see that tomorrow in a team that's still hurting, because it's certainly the case with myself and with the staff, and I'm sure you'll see that with the players.
Do you recall a time throughout your managerial career where frustrations do seem to be growing, but ultimately, as of right now, you're sat top of the table and 6 points clear?
Yeah, it's hard. It is hard because, again, we're ultra competitive. I'm ultra competitive, and I don't want to be in a situation where I'm sort of saying, "Oh, well, it's an EFL Trophy game or an FA Cup game. It's not the be all and end all. I want to win every game, and I want players to take their opportunities in order to, rather than sort of say that they think they are deserving of opportunities and should be in the team, which they'll all tell me. Then go and prove it when you do get them chances. And from our side of things, it is about momentum, and it's about the same group in reality having to sort of pick up the baton and go again until we can get reinforcements in, because we're not going to have players back, or a significant number of players back between or in the next 3 weeks. So we've got to get our heads down. We've got to work hard. We've got to be brave and take responsibility that the group that are out there are going to be the ones that are going to be out there, I'd say, certainly for the foreseeable future.
You touched on the selection for this weekend in your post-match on Wednesday, so I won't go into that, but you were forced into an early change in the second half, Macca being replaced by Kyle Noyle. Was that an enforced substitution?
Yeah. So Macca's felt something not so much in the first half. Again, there's no specific incident in terms of saying, oh, something's happened there. And over the half-time period, that's sort of stiffened up. And when he's gone back out, as being uncomfortable and unable to play to his maximum. So we need to see, I suppose, what that looks like, and we'll have to make a late call on him in terms of where he's at and his availability, whether that be, like I say, from the start, from the bench, or not at all.
You've always highlighted the importance of the fans and the noise they bring, and you said you were happy that we were back at home this weekend. What is it with periods like this that result in you really calling for their support and at times understanding?
I suppose you get a feel, don't you, through experience in terms of what it looks like. We've gone from where we were last year, and I suppose you make your own problems in terms of, we had success last year but didn't quite get over the line, and we were a team that were efficient, shall we say, scored goals. We'd like to have scored more goals, but still created chances. Kept lots of clean sheets. We've sort of flipped it at the early part of the season, and scored a lot of goals, and been really efficient in terms of our goal scoring, and almost lost a little bit of that dynamic. When you take the goals out of the team that we have, we've had to be a little bit different. So there's been a frustration over, like I say, recent games in terms of not so much the opportunities we've created or not created, taking those opportunities, and that's going to be significant in terms of how games look at any level. But we're looking forward to being at home. Like I say, I think it's important. Sometimes you'd say it would be easier to be away from home, less pressure on you, and all that sort of thing. I think for us, being at home with the 2 games we've got over the next just less than a week, in my eyes, is 2 real opportunities, and we have big opportunities in front of us. We've got some tough games. We play, I think, 3 of the top 6 in the next few weeks for us. Do they bring challenge? Absolutely, but do they bring opportunity to, I suppose, hurt the teams that are trying to catch it up? Most definitely, and that's the way we've got to look at it.
We're just on tomorrow. Sutton are a side without a loss in the last 5 league fixtures. 4 of those they've drawn. What sort of encounter are you expecting tomorrow?
You know what sort of like I know Matt and his staff and his players. They're in a position that I didn't think they'd be in terms of their position in the table, because they ask questions of you and continue to ask questions of you and make it the type of game that they want to be involved in. They're a really honest group, work their socks off, are direct in terms of play to their strengths, are a huge threat from set pieces, be that free kicks, long throw-ins, corners, and ask questions, and you have to answer them questions first and foremost, and then you've got to try and play the game you want to play. But they'll continue to challenge you right to the end. You know that over the period of the past 3, 4, 5 years that you've played against the teams, they've been exactly the same, and they've had real success from doing that. So I don't expect anything different, and we've got to stand up to that.
All the best tomorrow, Dave.
Welcome. Cheers. Thank you.